I have been hunting in South Texas for probably the last 18 to 20 years, and it's one of my favorite places to hunt, especially late season. This is a little bit later than I've hunted down there. I've spent a lot of time there in December, but this year we went towards the end of January. And how all this came together, we had done a hunt earlier in Mexico and had an incredible time down there, shot a really big 8-point, and we got in some new prototypes for Osseo and some stuff we really wanted to test out, especially in the brush. And we talk about connections in the hunting industry and how important it is to build really good relationships. And I have done that and made a really good friend named Martin out of South Texas, and he and I have hunted axis deer together. He's a big bow hunter. He understands bow hunting, and sometimes in areas you can find places to hunt, you can find guys to build relationships with, but they don't always understand bow hunting and know what it takes to be successful bow hunting, and Martin absolutely knows that inside and out. So he was my first call. I called Martin. I said, hey, man, I know this is last minute, but we've got some new products we really need to test out. And anytime I've got to do research and development and it has to do with getting a hunt in, I am all in. You don't have to twist my arm much, especially to get me to South Texas. And I told him what we were looking for. We needed a spot that we could bow hunt and test some stuff out. And he said, man, let me make a few calls. I've got a big ranch in mind that I might can get you in. And 2 days went by, and of course I'm sitting on pins and needles, and Martin calls me back and he says, Bud, I have got the spot. It is set up for bow hunting. The owners are bow hunting. The guy that manages the ranch, Grant, is an awesome dude. He's actually a bow hunter. It's a 10,000 acre ranch right outside of Carrizo Springs, and they've got the dates you need to go available. They said you could come in and hunt. So this was really a privilege. This is not a big outfitted ranch. It's really a family ranch. They let a few guys come in and hunt. So it was an absolute privilege to get an opportunity to hunt here. And so we got everything set up. Andrew and I flew out South Carolina, and Andrew loves those real early morning flights. So I got this one as early as humanly possible, 5:30 a.m. So that's about a 3:30 wake-up call. And we had we had a few caffeinated coffees on the way down, but we made it, get to the ranch, and as always, meet everybody, say hello. Martin's going to get in a little bit later that evening, and we're there in plenty of time because we left so early to get in the blind the first afternoon and kind of assess everything, shoot the bows like normal, go out and look at the different setups, and man, there is an absolute hammer of a buck that we're going to get the opportunity to hunt, and he has been coming to this area pretty frequently. We get in the blind the first afternoon, get everything settled. Deer start coming out of the mesquite thickets and see a couple really nice bucks, but not the big one. And, that's absolutely how it can go, but we've got 4 days to hunt. And again, these deer in the brush country, man, they're coming to feed, and they're pretty patternable. They'll come to the same spot. It may take 2 or 3 days for them to show up, but man, if they've been there pretty consistently, they will show back up unless obviously something's happened to them. But for everything we know, this buck's still alive, still good to go, and get out of the blind that night, get back to camp, have an incredible dinner, and just really sleepless night, ready to get back in the blind the next morning and go after it. Nice and cool, man. I think it was in the 20s the first morning we hunted, 23, 24 degrees, kind of abnormally cool for down there. So we're kind of bundled up in that Sherpa stuff, staying really warm, testing out the new puffy jacket that we've got and some other stuff. And man, the Osseo is working great, and not trying to do a sales pitch, but again, that's why we were down there, was to test stuff and getting some cold weather in Texas, and it's kind of a humid, cold down there, so it's a little bit different. got to play with some new stuff. And as it's starting to break day, I just see tines coming out of the mesquite, and throw my binoculars up, and I'm trying. It's so early, I can't really tell what it is. I can just see tines, and when the head goes down, I can't see anything. When he lifts it up, there's a little bit of skyline, and as it starts getting lighter and lighter and lighter, I can tell it's him, and he's in there feeding. And if he'll stick around, it's just a matter of getting enough light to be able to see him. And every minute seems like 30 minutes, but it starts getting a little bit lighter, a little bit lighter, a little bit lighter. I can see my pins now. It's getting to be time. And he's about 45 yards away. And I certainly can make that shot, but I want him as close as humanly possible, especially on a buck like this. And as it got lighter and lighter, we just saw what magnitude of a deer this was. He's pushing that magical 200-inch mark. And finally, he makes his way over closer to us. There was a little doe that came through, and I think he wanted to check her. And he made his way over to us and got to that 30-yard range. And I got drawn, and man, I was super solid, felt really good about it. The buck was slightly quartering to us, and I got up in that Vital V, touched it off, and it could not have hit him better. Got him. Hit him good, didn't it? 32 yards, baby. Well, you put us right on him, man. You watched it. He was kind of quartering too, so I shot him forward through the shoulder, and it zipped right through him. Look at this. That makes you feel good. Mega meat.
Got some meat on it.
Yeah, it's got some good blood on it.
What you think?
Ooh. I think mega meat through the good spot. Oh man.
Where was he standing?
Yeah, he was right.
Oh man.
Right in here. 31 yards.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
I thought it was a little closer.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought I saw him go down right over here. You see him? He went a little further than I thought.
He's kind of on the left side of that split dead tree up there.
Oh yeah. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Gracious. I can honestly say that's the biggest whitetail I've ever shot. Yeah. I mean, he's got to be 90-ish, doesn't he?
You'll do a little better than that. Yeah, you might scratch too.
He is a freak.
He's a little bigger in person, actually.
Yeah. He is a freaking hammer, boys.
You smoked him too.
God.
I'm surprised you made it this far.
Yeah, I saw his tail and I thought, he fell right over there.
I think he's 90s without that common base split.
Right here?
Yeah,
So a 90 frame with that?
I think so. That's kind of what I had to get.
He's got awesome timing.
God, he does. I mean, that's got to be 13.
Don't you think? And he's got good mass. Great day. Look at that one. That's a heck of a buck. Boys, thank y'all. Thank you so much.
I love big deer.
Grant, thank you, man. That's something. That is something. South Texas, native deer, man. A lot of culling, a lot of feed.
You don't, yeah, no tags, no tattoos. That's
A real wild buck.
yeah, that's crazy.
Heck yeah. All right, guys, absolute hammer of a buck. South Texas, end of the season, finishing out on an absolutely high note. Could not be happier with this deer. Obviously hadn't put a tape on him, but gotta be the biggest one I've ever shot. So over the moon. Thanks to Grant and Martin for putting all this together. Just an unbelievable property. You know, South Texas, the management these guys do down here on these native wild bucks is so impressive. Because you look out through this country and it doesn't look like there's a ton for them to eat, but man, they work so hard to get these deer to their full potential, and I just love it down here. I got to talk to the old ball and chain and see if we can get moved down here in the next couple of years, because this place is magic. Thank y'all so much, guys.